The first project we'll be giving you a deep dive on is Chromia. So Miracle, what do you think? What do you think about Chromia, the ecosystem? So far so good. We've been tracking Chromia for over 4 years now, since early 2021, January 2021, that we've been tracking Chromia. Approximately about 4 years or thereabouts that we've been tracking Chromia. What do you think about the project?
Chromia has actually made a lot of improvement from when we got into Chromia, because then Chromia was just a normal token on Binance Smart Chain and also on Ethereum.
Yeah.
I think during Chromia's pre-sale, their pre-sale was enabled by KuCoin, if I can remember properly. But then they had an idea, and then over time, now we are on mainnet. Chromia's mainnet is live, and we are looking forward to two major things this quarter, which is the Asgard upgrade, and also the extensions.
How about the bridge enhancement?
The bridge enhancement also is very important. As a matter of fact, I'm even more excited to see the bridge enhancement. But now we are seeing a brewing ecosystem where there's lots of dapps and games in development. So we are talking about My Neighbor Alice, Minds of Dalania, Chain of Alliance, Cloudborn, a whole lot of them. Then in terms of DeFi, we are looking at Chusi Swap, Raking, NFTs. Will have Alpha Originals, and a whole lot that we saw on the testnet, that's QuestNet. There's a whole lot happening in that ecosystem. I'm really excited to see how this quarter plays out
for them,
for Chromia. And then for the technology, it's a different technology entirely, right? Because now we are looking at Chromia. It's referred to as a relational blockchain. So even the language is still a new language, which is Rel. Now Rel, even I've spoken to developers here and they've tried their hands on Rel, and everybody is still saying the same thing. It's easier to code, it's faster to code. It makes more sense, to understand, but it's a entirely
different language.
Yes, it's a different feel to what you would get when maybe you're coding with Rust or with Solidity. So I'm really excited to see how this whole thing plays out for Chromia this quarter.
What do you think is Chromia's number one selling point? Because we know one of the major hypes that Chromia was built around in 2021 was gaming, and they were aggressively pushing their games. 2021, we also saw them announce a fund, $80 million to support metaverse gaming and all of that. I don't know which of the projects benefited from that though. But we heard that with published the news and all. And most of the things they were doing, they were centered around gaming, but now they've made it quite obvious that a whole lot of stuff can still be done, and can be achieved. On the Chromia blockchain.
I think Chromia, they are using gaming to showcase the power of the chain. That's why I think, because not every chain can run games. To saw what happened with CryptoKitties on Ethereum and how gas fees skyrocketed, and the people were pushing for L2s for scalability and all that stuff. So Chromia wants to showcase that games can run smoothly on chain. You can have a better experience playing games without having to confirm transactions
on chain.
On chain and all that stuff. And then data can be fully on chain. You don't have to now start storing data off chain. Everything is fully on chain. It's highly scalable. You get so. And I think also you can now see that there's a fund for both AI and data. So
they newly announced.
I think about $20 million for AI and data. So now, like I said in one of our episodes, I think the AI trend would come back, and it will come back very strong with lots of usable dapps,
AI products.
Yes, that goes beyond text
on the blockchain.
Yes, that goes beyond speech to text, or what we normally see on random dapps on Solana or on Binance Smart Chain. We are going to see the real use of AI in things. So with this fund that has been released by Chromia to support projects, whether building natively or on Chromia or using Chromia's technology, it's something good to see. And with the whole extensions coming up right after the Asgard upgrade, with the extensions coming up, we'll probably see more good innovations. But Chromia, its tech is different, right? That's one of their selling point.
Yeah.
Then we also have the gasless transactions that they are pushing, and so many other things. So for me, I'm really excited what this quarter will bring for Chromia and its project.
There's a lot that Chromia has promised. You get developers and also users and investors. But talking about the price action,
yes,
most of what they've been doing hasn't reflected on the price. So you find out the community, the investors, the traders, they are not really excited when it comes to Chromia price action. But before we talk about Chromia evaluation and price action, which projects will you say you're most bullish on Chromia?
On Chromia?
Yeah.
For me, it now depends. Are we looking at making money off the token, or are we looking at just having fun with the dApp itself? So for me, I'm excited for Chelsea Swap. Right,
but there's under DEX now.
It's sloppy.
Yeah, there's a sloppy DEX.
Chelsea Swap
which was on the QuestNet.
Right. So Chelsea Swap for me has been there before.
They are self-pronounced the first DEX.
Yes, the first DEX. They've been there before even any DEX itself came.
True, but they never launched.
They never launched because there was no
that was used
need to launch anything. Because even before they were there, what was it called? Chromia's MVP or even testnet has not even been made public. So people rallied around. Aside from Minds of Dalania and my neighbor Alice that were on Binance Smart Chain, there was no really more tokens or project that we knew about. Yes, there was Hedget. Then we had I think Corite also. Whether we were going to be on Chromia or not. But then there was CCY, which is Chelsea that came up to say we are building, and then the lead dev of Chelsea works with Chromia, so it made more sense. Me, I'm really excited about it, and I'm also excited about my neighbor Alice. Why? Because I feel that my neighbor Alice is not just a game, right? I feel it has a metaverse experience.
Obviously, that's definitely
right. That's what I feel. So maybe going forward, we might get to find out how far, how deep my neighbor Alice would be. But in terms of price action, both my neighbor Alice, Minds of Dalania, their prices are way low than what it was in say 2021, and so it presents a very good opportunity for investment in case if you want to make a quick 5x 10x from token values.
I feel personally, two of the projects I'm most bullish on Chromia, Minds of Dalania and my neighbor Alice.
Yes.
Aside the Chromia token itself, now these two projects are sitting at slightly below $100 million FDV, and they have been consistently building since 2021.
Yes, they have actually.
Yet even in the bear market, we saw Minds of Da move over to Binance Smart Chain just so that they can launch the game, keep improving, keep building, you get, while waiting for Chromia's mainnet to go live.
I think some point that even Minds of Dalania, my neighbor Alice was even used to test Chromia's capability in the early days. That's why I feel.
Yeah, in terms of, I think, should I call it interoperability, moving assets from Binance Smart Chain to Chromia
they did
and back.
an NFT bridge or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and I think a honorable mention for someone that was building or a dApp that was building throughout the bear market is actually Raking, because Raking has not been given enough
accolades.
Kudos. Yes, because those guys they were building.
I think Raking has also been. They have also been very dedicated and devoted when it comes to building a dApp on the Chromia blockchain. So Raking, for me, it's also a project we should keep an eye on.
Yes, pay attention to because
they've shown that they can do what it takes to create a dApp,
despite excitement around
despite minimal support from the community. They've been able to build workable dApps to get on Chromia. So I would say I'm very excited on Minds of Da. I'm very excited and bullish about my neighbor Alice, then Raking too. For those that will be thinking how undervalued these projects are, as long as Chromia, talking about Chromia price action now, Chromia mainnet is live. They have a suite of updates coming up and the price is still around
almost at all-time low, close to all-time low.
Yeah, close to barely 90% from all-time low. You get 90% up from all-time low, which I think is a steal deal. Yet buying it,
for a layer 0 protocol.
Yes, it's actually a steal deal buying it.
So if you compare with the
roughly
likes of
$160 million market cap,
yes,
it's
so
really cheap.
Not even like FDV, right? So
yeah, fully diluted.
Yeah, so but if you now compare it to the likes of Atom, to the likes of Dots, to the likes of modular chains like I think is it Dimension.
Yeah, Dimension. So those ones are all in billions.
Yes, so it's really a no-brainer. Like you said, the community is still with Chromia, but the community needs people that are investing because of they want to make money, right? And the opportunity cost of holding Chromia tokens is crazy, right?
It's then extremely high.
We saw what happened with the likes of Metis. We saw what happened.
Yeah, how Metis broke
exploded,
out. Yeah.
Right. So I feel
towards the end of
this is not financial advice. This is not the paid ad for Chromia or for any Chromia DApp. But I feel Chromia, when it's time to explode, it's going to explode heavy. Right. That's what I think.
Yes. But they also need they need to show their community, because now about 60% of Chromia community, they've lost hope in the project. You get
not like
too many things have been delayed,
but it's just that
they're disappointed. Obviously,
yes, the world is being disappointed in price action.
Not necessarily just price action. I think price action is a reflection of how disappointed the community is. You get, because most persons angrily dumped their tokens, and the disappointment is majorly based on the delayed mainnet launch. Again, most persons never believe that by 2024 that's when they'll be dropping the mainnet.
I didn't, because people were saying Dimension has launched. They were calling so many projects that launched before
within a shorter period of time.
What they fail to understand is Chromia is a fresh language. It's a new. These guys built a new language, built a new kind of blockchain. There's a whole lot that goes into it, and they wanted to make sure that if they are launching, it's not going to be a huge disaster. This involves money. You get, and product is not something you just wake up one morning and then you launch and then see how it goes, or you're running on production as people are using your product, you're improving on it and deleting. Not really. So, but then I feel, like I said, I feel that Chromia is going to explode, and so many persons are going to come back. We've seen it happen a whole lot of time. It's a new chain. There's a whole lot of work to do for Chromia in terms of educating devs, incentives for devs to build, because now it's a new language. You have to have like a Chromia university, right?
But this is actually a very long-term stuff. It's not something
we saw
that
it in the bull market. Nia had their Nia university. Metis had their outreach. Solana at some point also had I've forgotten the name that they used for it, to get devs to come and learn and build on Chromia. They had ambassadors. So at some point, Chromia will now need to have ambassadors in Africa, ambassadors in Asia. They will need to have developer hubs. People will now start to hold in-person, face-to-face reach for developers to come in, for builders to come in, for users to come in. That would happen eventually, and then we'll now start seeing massive developer activity on chain for Chromia. But then it requires funding. It requires to say, okay, there is $3 million, $4 million to get developers, just to get developers.
And I don't think on Chromia's roadmap they are focusing on that yet.
Well, they would at some point if they want users.
I don't think.
Because these are like, all chains did it. Probably aside from maybe Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum. But chains that are coming in will do that to get users to come and use their product, to attract builders. Why would I not build on Solana? Why should I not come and build on your chain? Right? As a user, why should I bridge money from Solana to Chromia, or from any chain to Chromia? So it will happen eventually. But then let's see how
it develops from there. So that's much about Chromia. We'll keep tracking the activities on the chain and see what they are doing, updates, and also price action. But for now, Chromia is sitting at approximately $175 million FDV.
is it?
And yeah, it's actually fully distributed. The token has been fully distributed, which is also a very, very good thing.
And it's on good exchanges also.
Yeah, it's also on tier 1 exchanges. Yeah. So
which
for those that are looking at maybe investing in the project, you can do your due diligence, carry out your research, and decide your entry points for the project.